Bum, ba-da-dum. Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host here on the website to teach you how to play guitar, mandolin. This week is Banjo Week. We're in the key of A, but you'll notice that we don't have a capo on. That's part of the fun for today. We're going to play Cattle in the Cane, which is in the key of A, then it goes to A minor, but we're doing it completely melodic and completely open G tuning. Nothing crazy, no funny business here on this banjo. This is a lot of fun. We're going to talk about really the whole process of how to go about playing in different keys and go through a systematic way of doing that. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to the website, BanjoBenClark.com. You can have access to this full 20-plus minute lesson as well as hundreds of other ones. I've got tabs exactly as I played it. I have 3 different speeds of MP3 rhythm tracks. I'd be honored to have you on board. Let's jump right into the A part of Cattle in the Cane, and let's talk specifically about how to build these melodic solos in different keys. Hey y'all, let's learn Cattle in the Cane on the banjo. What makes this one unique is that we're going to be playing with no capo and standard open G tuning, but the song is in A, at least the A parts are, and then the B parts go to A minor. So that's going to present a couple hurdles that we're going to have to talk and think about. Very valuable lesson here. You know, the A parts our Cattle in the Cane is a typical fiddle tune in that it gives you an A part that's 8 bars long, then it will repeat it. Then a B part, when it goes to the minor, is 8 bars long, then it will repeat that. And I'm going to give you a pretty straight ahead melody for the first A and B parts, and then we'll introduce a few more licks in the second A and the second B parts. Let's go ahead and throw the first line tab. One thing I want you to notice is that beneath each one of these notes, I've got our pick hand fingering. So T stands for thumb, 1 stands for index, 2 stands for middle. It's very important to pay attention in this one because since we're playing melodically and we're playing in some weird positions, our thumb is going to be very busy, including doing some single string picking. Okay, which just means we're playing more than one note in a row on a single string. So we'll need to pay attention there. And then we also have some inside rolls, which is where we play the second string with our middle finger. So you'll want to pay attention there. Now, before we jump into this, I want to cover just a little bit of method and process for how I go about writing these solos, or even if I'm improvising them. Whenever I'm trying to play a melodic fiddle tune like this, especially when we're playing in the key of A but with no capo, there's a few questions I want to ask myself. The first one is, I don't really concentrate on which positions I'm in. I mean, I'll have a general knowledge of where my positions are, but what I'm mainly thinking about is which notes do I want to hear? Which notes do I want to hear? And I want to stick as close to I can with the melody, like a fiddle player or a mandolin player might do. Something like that. Okay, so I think about where my notes are, and I might take a little while just to find those. And then the second question, that leads right into the second question, how do I find them? What positions can I use to get those notes? Then the third question I'll ask is that too hard? Are the exact notes that I want, is it not playable? In that case, if it's not, which sometimes it's not, because banjo is just a different instrument, then I'm going to alter the melody just a little bit, maybe switch a note here and there to make the overall arrangement a little bit more playable. And that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to copy the first few notes exactly as I've taught it on mandolin and guitar, or really, really close. And the position that I want you to, that we're going to be aiming for at first is this A6 position. Okay, so we're going to end up having our index finger on the 4th fret. We'll have our middle finger here on the 5th, ring on the 6th, pinky on the 7th. So there's our A chord, right? And then we've got the 6th tone up here. And so most of our notes for the beginning part of Cattle in the Cane are found there. There's all of our notes. Now the tricky thing is, how are we going to do that with our pick hand? Well, I'm going to slide into it there and measure 1 just because I've done that on the other 2 instruments. And then I want to get 2 E notes in a row. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to play the first one with my index, and then I'm going to jump and play it with my thumb. And then quickly I'm going to press down this 4 and come back and play it with my thumb. And I don't hold that 4th fret down because I don't want that 6th tone ringing out. I want it to come off. And then I'm going to leave these middle 2 fingers down, place my pinky down the 7th fret, and I'm going to do one of these inside backwards rolls now. Now, the notes that I want right here are these. Bum, 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 bum. The problem is that would be playing 4 strings down and I only have 3 fingers. Now, I get by that sometimes by using a double thumb method. Okay, but here I just thought, well, let's just change up the order of the notes a little bit and make it more playable. So we're going to start on the 4th string, go to the 2nd, 3rd, 1st. Now I can leave that index finger down and actually just leave those 2 fingers down, a backwards roll. Okay, so let me just play measures 2 and 3, or 1 and 2. Now we go to 2 measures of G, and I'm thinking about what notes do I want to get here. And I'm going to get most of the notes that I want. I'm going to start off with a little G melodic lick. And then I'm going to add a slide in here just to give it a little bit of banjo flavor. And I get all those notes that I want to hear in my melody. Measures 1 through 4, not as slowly as we'll do it later on, but a little slower. Measure 5, we're going to copy that first part of the lick. So going into measure 6, everything will look the same. Second half of measure 6, we're going to stretch out a little bit more. And then we're going to walk right down the A major scale using a dominant tone. Come down measure 8, I want you to just grab the 3rd and 4th string on the 2nd fret. And we have another one of those single string licks. So 5 through 8. Good, so we've come through one of the A parts already. Now, let's move into the second A part, which is a little bit more difficult. We're going to introduce some more blues notes, but if it's too difficult, you can always play this first A part 2 times in a row and then go into the B parts. But this one's a lot of fun. Let's check it out.